Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to look at a piece of equipment, I guess. Yeah, it's a really big bulky device. This thing is the Audiovox VBP5000, and it is a combination DVD player and VCR, and that means it can play both DVDs and VHS tapes. And yeah, I got this because I have a few VHS tapes lying around that you can't really play VHS tapes on anything other than a VCR. With DVDs, you can play it on your PS3, you can play it on your computer, you can play it with a portable DVD player, normal DVD player. There's so many ways to play DVDs, right? So this thing is just an extra, but the VHS tapes that you have pretty much can only be played through a VCR. And even if you want to convert them to digital format, you still got to go through a VCR. So there's really no other way to play VHS tapes, which is why I got this thing. I wanted something that was a little bit more portable. I guess this thing's not really, still weighs like 10 pounds or something, but it's still portable compared to a normal VCR, I guess. So yeah, this thing came out in the early 2000s, late 90s or early 2000s. It looks like something from the 80s though. I mean, yeah, it looks like something that would fit into the Walkman era, doesn't it? It's actually meant to be put into a car, but you can use it as a standalone unit as well. I guess the idea was they thought that you could just Audiovox thought that you could just fit this on the back seat of your car and have the kids in the back seat watch DVD video and watch VHS tapes at the same time, because this thing can support multiple monitors. But I can't imagine fitting something that's so beastly into the back seat of a car. Like, what backseat are we talking about? Like a like a giant like station wagon or SUV or Hummer or something? Like, I don't know what kind of car would actually be able to fit this, and I don't know, on the back seat. I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, I got this for less than $100 on eBay, and I think I wanted to play my VHS tapes anyway, but this DVD video is a nice extra as well. But yeah, you have the VCP video cassette player, which is a VCR, controls right here, and on the right side you have the DVD player controls. Has a built-in 5.6-inch screen, which is terrible. This is, when you go back in the day, this is going to be like a CRT. Actually, it's probably not even as good as a CRT screen, but this is one of the first LCD screens. When LCD screens started becoming popular in the late 90s and early 2000s, yeah. One of the old ones, the CCFL LCD screens. So don't expect IPS display, what you're used to, or even a LED lit backlit display, because this is not that. This is a really old school LCD display. So it's not very good. But anyways, it's enough to watch something, and I can show you guys later. We have a lot of different inputs here. We got S video. This is the video output and the video input here. So we got DC connector, video audio in, yeah, AV in. Then you got the video player out. This is the VCR out. So you can actually connect this to an external monitor if you wanted to, S video and RCA. Then you got S video and RCA for the DVD out as well. So you got separate inputs for the VCR and the DVD. And that's what's really cool about this unit is there's not many units that combine a VCR with a DVD player and make it portable. I mean, there's combination DVD VCRs, but they're really kind of just meant for the home, right? This one is actually meant to be taken places, so that's kind of interesting. We have portable DVD players, but a portable VHS player is kind of rare. And then on the side here, on the monitor side, we have S-video and inputs as well as more RCA jacks for output. And a separate power button, a separate DC button. The reason why there's separate buttons is because this can actually hook up with other monitors. So I have another one here. I have actually two more. This can connect up to 3. So I actually have three different monitors. You can connect this to 2 separate ones. These all have AV in right here. AVN and their own separate DC inputs. But honestly, when you get to 3 monitors, all with their own separate DC inputs, and you have a huge mass of cables, I'm not sure how portable that is anymore. Keep in mind, this thing weighs like 10 pounds already. So at that point, I think it ceases to become portable. I mean, Yeah, and this is supposed to be used in the back seat of a car. So yeah, the side here you have volume controls and brightness controls. I would recommend not turning the brightness up on this unit because it becomes pretty much impossible to see the picture once you do that. Headphone out. You got two headphone outs, I guess because they want two different kids to be I think one is for the VCR, one is for the DVD. So you have two kids listening to two different sources. And you got the VCR back here, the video cassette player. So I have a tape stuck in here, so I'll show you guys how that works. So the cool thing about this device is that it switches almost seamlessly between DVD and VHS. You can play both at the same time, and if you hook up an external monitor, like the three monitors, at the same time, they can actually show different sources. So you can have like two playing DVDs, one playing a VHS tape, or two playing VHS tapes and one playing a DVD. So you can have them do different things. And this thing can also play audio CDs too. So there's that. Anyways, let's put in a DVD here. I got my good old, I bought this way back in 2003 or something like that. The good old Led Zeppelin DVD. It's a classic. Let's put that in. This thing's rusty because it's kind of old, but yep, still spin fine. All right, and the VHS tape is already in there, and actually, I have another VHS tape. Maybe I can put that in there. Okay, I have this VHS tape, Rugrats Easter. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of that. I don't think Nickelodeon will mind too much. Okay, so we also got a remote control that uses VCR controls right here, and the rest are DVD controls. So you got your standard remote here. I'm not sure how good this screen is going to be seen from this camera, since in person the screen is pretty terrible to begin with. So through a camera might be even worse. I'm not sure. Let's boot it up. There. Boot this baby up. That's the power button. All right. So it's booting up now. And turn on the monitors separately. You gotta do that. And now the speakers from this are actually pretty decent. They're actually pretty loud. So yeah, I'm sure the picture quality is not going to be too good to see, but this is a Led Zeppelin DVD. Yeah. Alright, so the speakers on this can actually get pretty loud. But we don't want it that loud, it distorts a lot. But it gets surprisingly loud for something that, doesn't focus on audio. So, yeah, anyways, you can see the picture here, right? It works. It's not great. The picture quality is not very good. But it works, which is I don't expect good picture quality from this anyways, so I guess it meets my expectations. Now, here's the button where you can switch to the VCR, the VHS player, and I'm gonna have to eject this actually. So let's look at this. Let's eject. Oh. Oh, hold on. All right, there we go. You got to make sure the door is open, and then put the Rugrats movie in. There we go. Now we played the VCR, and there's Rugrats on VHS. You can see the tracking lines and everything, just like the old VHS tapes.
Why don't you go play outside with the rest of the kids?
Ba 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 ba. Yeah, okay, I remember this. My childhood. Now, if you want to switch back to the DVD, you can just flip the switch and you're back to Led Zeppelin. So yeah, I guess if you hook this up to an external monitor, you can have both VHS and DVD playing at the same time. So it's like, okay, I want my Led Zeppelin. You can play Led Zeppelin, and the other kid says, oh, I want to watch Rugrats, and here's Rugrats. So yeah. And I would say at this kind of quality, the VHS tapes seem similar quality to the DVD because the screen is like this, right? It's not like you can really tell much difference. It looks okay. I would say it's not that much better or worse than most CRT screens of the day. So yeah, it's an early LCD screen, so this is to be expected. It's like, I want some Led Zeppelin. Turn that off. Alright, there's Jimmy Page. And the other kid says, no, I want Rugrats. There's Rugrats. Yeah, I can see why they have external monitors, but yeah, this is the Audiovox VBP5000 combination DVD player and VCR. I wouldn't say VCR because it can't record anything. You can even hook up your PS3 or PS4 to it, because actually really anything to it, because there's an audio video input. So if you want, guys, I'm just saying, you can actually hook up your game console to this thing and play it on this really old LCD screen, 5.6-inch LCD screen, low resolution. Should you choose to, you have that option. So yeah, I guess if you want your games to look like the late 90s, you can do that. But yeah, otherwise this thing's kind of cool. There's not many devices like it that can have a combination VHS player and DVD player. I know why they called it VCP. It's not actually VCR. A VCR implies you can actually record tapes. Like you can actually insert a blank VHS tape in there and start recording, but you can't do that with this unit, which is why I guess they called it a VCP. So it's not a VCR technically. It's just a VHS player. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. And weighs less than most VCRs. So yeah, Led Zeppelin again. All right, guys. Yeah, that's the unit. This is easily one of my most interesting retro units, I would say, and one of the most bulkiest too. You can stand it up like this, even if you wanted to. And it's like that. And that's it, guys. That is... Let's stop it.
Let's go find some string.
Oh.
Good string finding, guys. Spike will be back to normal now. Wake up, Spike. Wake up.
Oh, whoops, I was pressing the wrong controls. Alright, guys, anyways, yeah, that's it. And stop it right here. Alright, and that's it. Thanks for watching this episode of retro gadgets that you probably never thought existed or would want to use.